Nah, go ahead. Kick this motherfucker off.
How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to the Dilly Boys podcast. I'm Jonah. If y'all don't know us, Dylan over here.
Sup? This is the first pod back from our technical difficulties.
BS.
I'm crossing everything.
Oh, he double checked everything.
And I don't come from a background.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
He learned this on the fly.
It's cool. Hopefully everything works.
I hope so.
I think everything works. If we make it through this, then we're just I'm still a little bit disturbed by it. Like we're recording this and I'm sitting there like, is it even recording? But we're good. We're making it. We're making it. We're bigger, better.
Oh yeah.
Badder, fatter. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Well, welcome back, man.
Hey, it's good to be back. It's good to
Welcome
be back.
That honestly felt, dude. Honestly, us in Denver coming back, basically straight into I guess you leaving and me being us being busy back at work.
Yeah. That sucked.
It went by
Too fast.
for me. It went by slow. Dude,
Like work-wise?
yeah.
Work-wise?
Time went by slow. It felt like I was literally checking the clock last week, and I'm like, oh, cool, he's already almost back. No, dude, it was still a whole nother week, and I was like, what the heck, bro?
Dude, so my first week dragged, just slow as can be. Didn't want to go any faster. This last week, fast as shit.
Good for you. I mean,
but here's the thing that I hate. The last few days on my hitch, if they go fast, I already know my week off is gonna go quick as shit. It's gonna feel like it's gonna fly by.
but I want you to think though, having a whole week off.
Yeah,
I have 1 day off a week.
No,
my days off that I have.
Yeah.
Right now I'm Gimpy McGee, right? I can barely even walk. My ankle's messed up, and I'm sitting there is 2 days gonna be enough to recover it for whatever it is? Heaven forbid.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I don't even know what's going on with it. It's like some phantom weird issue that I'm supposed to see my doctor about. But I only have 2 days off in a row, and 1 day and it's between 2 different weeks.
Yeah.
I work 2 weeks and get 2 days off. You get 2, which granted, you worked a straight 2 weeks. Then you get a whole week off. So it just...
Yeah, but sometimes, man, I get a week off and, yeah, it's nice. I mean, sometimes that 1 week feels like 3 days. I don't know why.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's super weird, but then, there's sometimes where, if my final days at work drag, my week off's going to drag.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I get it though. I mean, I've been there.
It's super weird.
But also, having the whole week off makes going back to work so much worse because you're lazy. By the end of the week, you're so lazy, and you're just I don't want to go back to work because I'm so used to just chilling.
My first few days here, I do all my, I go out.
But you go out until you leave. What are you talking about?
No.
If you could be here Wednesday night before you go out, before you leave back to work, your ass would be out stripping at a club.
Okay, I don't know about stripping at a club. This ain't no stripper body, homie.
You be showing off that belly button, Papa. I've seen you.
But no, I mean, I the last few days, I kind of kick back, relax, because when I come back, I do all my going out the first part of the week, and then
you bitch about being tired.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I will always bitch about being tired. Even at work, I could just show up to work and be like, I'm already tired.
Anyways, good to have you back, man.
It's good to have you back. It's good to be back.
It was it's odd. This house is quiet. Even Dozer barely does shit. So good to have you back, even if it's for a week. I'm glad that fingers crossed, man. So right now, like, I'm kind of freaking out because one, I know the stuff going in the back. Then I got these flashing lights. Then I got this time clock next to me. It's all good though. We're working on it. We're working on
We're
it.
getting there. We're getting there.
Hey, now that we've already done this, iPad's coming. We're gonna start having them porn star angles.
Hey,
Them POV shots.
be ready for that.
Have one right down here where I'm
You're gonna get a straight overhead shot of everything. So be prepared.
All right, maybe not that. A little drone in the back.
Just going side to side.
Some Spike Lee angles. Nah, I've already looked at some of the stuff. I am. Yeah, I think I got a pretty good idea of what I want, how I'm trying to get it done. It's just gonna be a matter of I'm gonna have to like get super good at off over here, just like off like. I'll get it. I ain't tripping on it. We'll figure it out. I ain't really too worried about it.
Yeah.
But god damn it, we're back.
It's gonna be back. It is.
We're back.
Gonna be back.
I dropped an episode last week, but that was recorded before we had even went to Denver.
Yeah.
So that was before everything decided it just wanted to shut down on us. So
that was a little fun little experience.
Yeah. Yeah. We made the best of it. It was a good.
I mean, again, it started out kind of crappy, but it ended good.
I think
I can say that.
I am under the full-on belief you have to learn how to travel. Like, you have to learn how to drive, like, get the cars, do everything in a timely manner, to and from the airport, where to go, like, what's your itinerary, how quickly you need to get to the airport, what the weather is going to be, possibly. Which, I mean, I thought we did all that, and it ended up being completely different than...
Man,
but we spent 10 minutes bitching about the trip. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Aside from the tech issues that I still, and then we recorded a Q&A that we unfortunately had to delete because it got a little too lively. Yeah, that's the word.
We'll go with that.
But out of all of that experience, though, which I don't know if you fully like understand what I was telling you on the phone. Now we can have up to 4 people in here.
Yeah.
So
we're
gonna have to like buy some of the new stuff, like buy new mics, buy new booms, buy new whatever it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure that out. I have like a spare. We have spares of different parts now because that. We're becoming. I'm trying to make this thing efficient now because
it's coming back. It's coming back.
So yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's popping.
We're getting the ball rolling a little bit more, and it's about to get big.
So I don't even. How far are we? Damn, we're 10 minutes into this and already been talking about just woe is me. So, I was kind of thinking about this earlier, right? No, you know what? Let me ask you something because this has been something that's kind of been bothering me because it's
Okay.
and I know people who I'm probably referring to might listen to this and I hope they like look at me in my eyes. I don't give a fuck. Why are people bitches? Like, why do people do hoe shit? Like, you could be friends with people, right? You could be friends with people for years and years and years. But then it's like the second that you're just like, nope, you've done one too many things. Like, I just don't want to be friends with you. I'm not going to be hateful towards you. I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to do whatever, right?
Right.
But why do people
take advantage or...
But why do they keep on? Like, why do they keep on? Like understand that I'm being generous.
Yeah.
By not being ugly, right? Like,
So, I guess what people do is I know a lot of people take advantage of kindness. And one quote that I've seen all over the place is, "Don't take my kindness for weakness."
Wait. You read?
I guess I fucking read.
You can read?
At a third grade level. As long as that's pictures, I'm good. I mean, hey.
That's good.
Reading's reading, okay?
Hey, that's good. That's good.
But no, it's like quote that, don't take my kindness for weakness, but a lot of people do. And that's their fuck up.
So let me add to that, though. It's not just kindness. I think there's also a little bit of that. Don't take my silence for granted. Just because I'm not up in your face, and just because I'm not being present, and y'all know who I'm talking about if y'all are listening to this. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying because I really am. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm trying to like separate myself from people who aren't necessarily like the best for me, right?
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that they're bad people. And the thing, I guess part of the issue that really bothers me about this subject, right, and that makes it so just such a sore subject for me is whenever I had said, okay, I'm going to stop associating with them 100%.
Yeah.
It wasn't for character reasons, right? It was just maybe they go out too much. Maybe it's just I seen myself going a different path, right? Like you don't always have to associate with people.
No, I mean
you can separate from that.
No, and
as you get older,
I completely understand how, like, if you're on that path to where you want to be, and those people that have been your friends for years and they're on a completely different path, and you're like, hey, I need to kind of move away from this to achieve this, because every time around these people, I kind of get back to where I'm at. I go back to where I started.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, again, people can be friends for 15, 20 years, and they're like, looking back at it, they're like, every time I'm around these guys, I'm back where I started, and I'm way up here now. I'm way back here at the start. And it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
That makes me want to go back to these people, versus me wanting to be around people who are like, hey man, like we see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna help you add on to it, and we're gonna help you achieve that goal. And then that's who you start, being with. And then you you stay on that path. And these guys back here are like, hey, what's going on? Hey man, I'm on to bigger and better things. I'm trying to do better things in my life. I'm trying to, set myself up for the future. You guys aren't helping me with that.
No, 100%.
And it's not in like a disrespectful way. It's not like, hey man, it's not a big fuck you, but it's like, hey man, I see where I'm at with you guys, and I see where I'm at with these guys, and I just like this path just a little bit better. I'll still associate with y'all. I'll still be civil with y'all, but I'm not gonna spend all my free time with y'all when all y'all do is kind of hold me back a little bit more versus these guys here.
Hell yeah.
So that's how I see it.
But I mean, it can be several different.
It can be a lot of factors.
Whatever it might be, right? Like
there's a lot of factors in it.
When you're in your 20s, you might be perfectly fine with going. And I mean, there's different scenarios, right? Maybe you meet somebody and you want to settle down. Maybe you realize you fucked off your 20s and you're ready to commit to a career or start a business, which takes a lot of effort.
Oh no,
maybe
that takes a lot.
Maybe it's, hey, I spent so much time being out in clubs, being drinking, or in our cases, being out at work, coming home, and partying, right? Where it's just constant go, 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 do this, do this, do this. Where it's, oh, I finally found a peace. Also, like when you're dealing with somebody who has past trauma, right? Like you have a lot of past issues due to family, due to relationships, so on and so forth. Like I don't want to like go too downer with it, but when you're in your 20s, you don't know how to cope with all that.
No, when you're in your 20s, you want to live it. Like you want to live your life, have the fun, do the things that you want to do, and then as soon as you kind of like, hit that 26, 27 mark, you're like, okay, I'm about to hit 30.
I think it's time to grow up.
It's time to be like, hey, and
by grow up, I don't mean stop going out. I think it's
like,
perfectly okay
to
go out and let loose.
I'm gonna kind of put my dad in this, right? My dad's in his 50s, and he goes out, he hangs out with friends, he goes out to the bars, whatever. He has a few drinks.
Yeah.
But then, he has a few drinks, he goes home. So like, don't stop going out. Don't stop doing what you like to do, but limit yourself to you're like, okay, I can, I'll go out a couple nights this week, or I'll go out one night this week, and then the rest of the week I'm going to kind of focus on what I want to do or what I need to do to set myself up for later on. And again, like, I know guys who are in their 60s who are like,
still chasing puss.
Yeah, like
still chasing.
Like a couple guys at Cowboys. There's a couple guys I see there in their 60s and 70s, and they're out there having a time of their life, and they're living it up.
But see, okay, that might be a little bit different though, because they may have already lived. Well,
yeah.
So like they may have already lived the adult life. Like maybe they have kids, maybe they don't. But maybe they've been married and maybe they've been divorced, or we'd be speaking completely out of our ass to know their situation.
Right.
But when you're at that age, you've experienced so much that, okay, cool, yeah, you can go back and have a good time. But I don't want to divert from the main subject, because I don't think that it's not a horrible issue to go out.
No,
I think the issue is when you identify as that person when you go out. Like, you only identify as the person who goes to Cowboys, the only person who goes to the said bar, only person goes to XYZ, right?
Right.
That's the only place that you ever see people. That's the only place you meet people. And then you want to multiply that. Okay, well, you're only around people who smoke and drink all day. Well, guess what? Now you're probably forming a habit because you're only drinking and maybe you smoke or don't, but you're still around it. Yeah. So now you're putting yourself in a situation where you're just around those people all day, and somebody like me, who I just turned 30, right? Yeah. I'm on the other side of 30 now, where I'm sitting there thinking about, okay, one, my overall health, which I am on my diet, y'all. I haven't. It's tough.
Don't listen to him.
We're working on it. I'm being cognizant of my time.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I spend a lot of time with extra noise in the back of my head, like worrying too much about stuff I couldn't control, like my family, my anxiety, depression, or whatever. And now I can't ever speak on the sense of like I was suicidal, but I was surrounding myself with people because I didn't want to be alone.
Yeah.
Now I don't deal with any of that. Right? Like, I don't deal with any of that. I've resolved all of those past issues. I've resolved all of those things in the back of my head. So I have no hatred towards nobody. So one of my big issues is when people try to put their insecurities off on me, when I am so secure as a person.
Yeah, that kind of.
And at the same time, I don't go out. I don't actively try to hurt nobody's feelings. No. But then I will have people that I've known for years hitting on my girl while I'm out, like away. I'm not out because I trust my woman to be out. But they will be hitting on her, offering to buy her drinks, offering to do stuff. Then they will see me there with her, and then will not say shit to her, or they will only walk up to her as I walk away. So yeah, then it's like, so you know what you're doing is wrong.
You just don't want to sit there and admit what you're doing. You're just going to sit there and wait.
You don't want to face it.
No.
Because you know that I'm going to tell you something, and then it's going to become an issue of you're a piece of garbage, because I'm not going to fight you. Right? No,
dude, honestly.
I'm not going to do that.
This whole thing was like, people were like, oh, man, I'm going to beat you. Dude.
We're grown.
We're grown men. Like, if you can't sit there and have a conversation with someone and be like, hey, man, we don't need to be doing that. And, like, they're like, man, I'm going to beat your ass. Dude, for what? Because I'm trying to have a conversation with you and what you're doing and that you know what you're doing is wrong?
Yeah.
Like, are we really going to go down to where, like, 12 to 15 years old and all we want to do is fight somebody? Like, dude.
But it's
you pay bills, I pay bills. We're both grown ass men. Why are we gonna fight?
But at the end of the day, like, it's just childish. Because it's okay. We're both men, and if I have an issue with you, I'm going to tell you.
I'm not gonna sit there.
I'm going to tell you once, and then if you proceed to act a certain way, I'm just gonna remove you. Like, I'm not gonna fatigue myself with thinking about it any more than I have to.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it because I'm so comfortable with myself. I can sit here alone and not worry. I'm perfectly cool with just me and my dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to have friends. I have enough people that if I really wanted to go out, and I have damn sure enough acquaintances that if I wanted to go out, have a good time, I could simply go anywhere and just run into people and probably be fine.
Oh, yeah.
I have a good enough personality that I can basically run into anybody and probably be cool with them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not losing out on losing these people, but then I have to sit there and hear from my lady, oh, so-and-so's hitting on me, or oh, so-and-so's trying to buy me drinks, and so-and-so's trying to act like I'm single, and we're broken up, and we're this, and we're that. And it's like, but you could just, you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, see, you're not asking me. You're not coming to me as a man and saying, hey, what's the situation here?
But see, the thing with
you're being a hoe about it.
Yeah, the thing with that, the way I kind of see it, is that when someone sees that person at the bar alone, and they're like, "Oh, dude, where's her guy? Where's her man?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while." Oh, you know what? I'm gonna assume that they're just split, and it's like it's shit like that that kind of pisses me off because, you know.
Well, hear me out. Hear me out.
Go ahead.
Do you know anybody that doesn't have a cell phone?
No.
And I'm willing to put a good chunk of change. Each of those people on a cell phone have at least 3 social media sites.
Oh, minimum 3.
So if you got a question,
look it up.
You got a problem, you have a query, you have anything. Hey, you and so good? Yeah, bro, I just have to work tomorrow, or I'm at work and she wanted to go out, and cool. I'm not, my lady can go out and whatever. Like, it's even gotten to the point where, like, I had to bring it up, and I hate airing my dirty laundry, but it even got to the point where I had to sit back and tell her, I was like, I feel like you go out a little too much. Not because I don't trust you, not because of anything else, but if anything happens to you, because people are upset with me for whatever reason. I personally haven't given them a reason to be mad at me besides remove them from my life for either being shady or crappy, right? Or just like that. I outgrew them. Cool, right?
I mean, you're always going to outgrow somebody. I mean, it's always going to happen whether
you got to make room for the new people in your life.
The way I look at it is that you got to make room for improvement.
Well, and you need to surround yourself with people who are going to see how you're growing. Like me and you can be friends, and we've been together from basically doing absolutely nothing except for getting fucked up all the way to trying to grow this thing that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
so it's, okay, awesome. But then there's other people that me and you both know that do not see the same exact thing, and we've both had questions like, what's their problem, dude? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you have, like, it's, you can be supportive without actively having to be there.
But see, here's the thing, though. Here's what I've known, or what I've noticed in the past years. When someone sees you trying to do bigger and better things, they're going to try to cut that shit down because they can't do it.
They want to stifle you.
They don't want to put in the work, the effort, the hours. We'll sit here for however long we want and do shit and, work our asses off to try to grow this shit. But the people who don't want to try to put in the effort, the time, the discipline, anything, is going to try to cut you down to put you back to where they're at. And to where they can feel like, okay, now I'm a little bit ahead of them. They're below me now. So no, I'm going to fuck with them.
Yeah.
Instead of people being like, man, they're above me. Man, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to, I'm going to try to fuck them up. No, dude.
But see, but why can't you? But see, that's exactly my issue though, right? Is I'm a busy person all of a sudden. I'm being pulled several different ways.
Yeah.
Where it's I have competing interests. Where it's sure, yeah, I could go out and have a good time, but that takes me away from my critical thinking about what I'm doing here, or us planning our next trip, or maybe something messes up and I have to figure out what's wrong with it and how to actively prepare for the next thing that might malfunction.
Right.
Right? I have to make sure that my truck is okay if I decide to take a trip where we have to drive.
Right.
I have to. It's all of these things while maintaining a communication with people. The issue I have, don't come at me because I made the judgment call of saying, hey, y'all don't actively fit into what I'm doing now because whatever y'all are doing isn't good. And then on top of that, whenever you're going behind my back and we were friends or we were associate, like whatever we were,
yeah.
Now you're going behind my back and you're hitting on my girlfriend.
Yeah. See
and you know what? Let me publicly just say this. We are still together. I think that there is an issue. And yes, we did take a little bit of a situational break. But that doesn't mean that you're breaking up with somebody.
No.
There is sometimes you just simply need space. You're overwhelmed. You're overstimulated. You have things going on where you're just like, hey, I don't have the patience. I don't have the mental right now.
Let's just
to be 100% there for everything.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to do.
At that point, the smartest thing to do is really just kind of like, hey, let's just kind of both take a breather, regroup ourselves, try to get our mentality back. Then let's try to come back 100%, 110%, and put what we can towards this to where we both are like, we're good.
But people are acting like it was like a long time. Like it wasn't. It was barely a week.
Oh, dude, it was
not even a week. I don't think.
Not even a week.
And it was one of those things where, once again, I'll put this out there: if anybody's hitting on her, anybody's trying to do stuff with her, we have that relationship. I know exactly who it is, their names, and what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because I have that respect between me and my lady that she communicates that with me.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, but it's just annoying.
It is.
It's very annoying because I used to be a very petty person. Right? I guess I can still be petty, but
I think everybody can be petty.
But dude, it's so much energy. It's so much energy.
It's draining. I have to say it's fucking draining.
But like, dude, now I'm at the point where like if I go out and I see somebody that is one of the people that I'm talking about, it's not just one person, it's a group.
Oh, it's multiple
out of
people.
Out of the blue, it turns into a group. If they say hi to me, I'm just gonna laugh in their face. No. Nah, dude, I'm good. Just go on, get. I have nothing to say to you. I don't have any energy to give you no more.
No, man, because
it's exhausting.
But the sad part is when you know somebody for as long as you've known them, whether it be, dude, you can know somebody for years and meet someone that you've known for months, and you have a better connection with these guys than you have with these guys.
But you know what's funny though?
But at the same time, like these guys that you've known for years, the second you turn your back, they're second like jump on it.
But you know what's funny though is when you've known somebody for so long, and you've seen the change, right? And you've seen the change, and you've had the heart to hearts, and you've done XYZ with them, right?
Yes.
And then you see them proceed to change, and then it's like, oh, okay, there's still that person that I had the heart to heart with, and maybe they are. Maybe whenever it's just one on one, they drop the charade and they just become themselves again. But part of the issue is if I haven't changed.
Yeah.
You've known me for as long as you can, but all of a sudden you want to talk smack on me. But it's like, but I haven't. You can't talk smack on me because every single person who knows me.
Yeah.
I'm honest to a fault.
No, you're a very.
I am brutally honest
Yeah,
to a fault.
The one
If
thing I've
there's
known,
if there's something you do that annoys me
you're gonna say it.
or upsets me or you have done that I feel like has wronged me,
You're gonna point it out.
I will open that dialogue. And maybe I fucked up, right? Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I am partially at fault, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Then go ahead. Cool. This is an open dialogue for us to boom, boom, boom. Like, let's bounce it off of each other.
Let's figure out what the problem is. Let's figure out what caused it. Let's fix it. Let's get back to where we were. But kind of going back off what you said with, people when they're by themselves and they completely go back to the way they used to be. When people are in a group of friends and they act a certain way in front of those friends, they're going to keep that, persona.
Well, you are, what is the saying? I think it's, you are as capable as like the 7 closest people around you or something along those. Anyways, it's like you are the company you keep,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
if you primarily hang around people that are low lives and scumbags and they're not going anywhere,
That's
guess what you're probably going to adopt.
That's
But
where
if you're
gonna be.
around CEOs and millionaires, what is the more likely chance? You're probably going to become a millionaire because you're surrounded by millionaires.
Yeah.
Versus all of them getting broke. And it's happened. Like, it's time and time again. That's the whole mentor stuff. There are situations like that. Like, and that's the whole point is when you try to do business, you have mentors and you create a dialogue with people who are successful. You begin surrounding yourself with ambitious individuals.
Yeah.
And then you would be amazed at how open you can be with your ambition.
Yeah, but there's some people there that just don't listen. They don't care. They're gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, yeah, man. Well, how'd you get to that point? Like, what did you do?" And I'm gonna sit there and just go right here and out through here.
Or they just don't want to. They don't want to see the work. They don't want to see
No,
the hard work.
It's not the fact they don't want to see it. It's the fact they don't want to attempt it. They don't want to sit there again. They don't want to put the effort, the time, the discipline to be like, you know what, man. You have a group of friends and like, hey, man, we're going to the bar. Why don't you come out with us? Man, I'm gonna set up tonight. I got some shit that I gotta take care of. How about tomorrow night? I'll come out for a few hours.
Or hold on, that exact scenario happens. Hey, I think I'm gonna stay at home. I'm gonna work on my craft a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, don't be a pussy, bro. You can do that later. You can do that another time. Ah, man, I don't know, dude. I kind of set aside time tonight to do it. Oh, man, don't be a bitch. And then you go.
But you
you know what? Now you're just as bad as them.
But here's the problem. Now, you sat there and you're like, man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You put yourself in that mindset where you're gonna do it. Now, again, going back to the two-way street. You have these friends. You have these people. These friends are gonna.
Whoa! These people?
Hold on. Hey. Hold on. You have these guys over here who are just gonna fucking grab you by the shirt and fucking yank you back, and then you're gonna go right back to where you started. Versus, you have these guys over here where they're like, hey man, we gotta, we're working on a few things. Why don't you come on out? See how we do it, and take notes. See what you can do. And then you got these guys who are in the back of your head. Hey man, come on. You want to. And you got these guys over here. Hey man, money or back to where you started. And now you're sitting right here in the middle. You're like, man, but you got to put that discipline in your head. But you got to put yourself in that mindset to where, like, again, what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I come off from a 2-week hitch. I do go out, but I mean.
Yeah, but okay, I give you shit for it. But whenever I ask you to let's work, you work.
Yeah,
like,
I'm here.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but I mean,
don't get me wrong. There is sometimes because
I do go out quite a bit. I mean, I will say that, but you gotta all. I mean, to me, I'm at work for.
I'm not one of those people that likes to ask multiple times because then I feel like a bother. Because then I feel like I'm like.
But here's the thing though. The reason why I like the fact that you ask a lot, even when I'm at work, hey man, when you come back, be prepared, be ready. Is the fact that you're putting that discipline in the back of my head to where, like, you know what? He's right. we need to start doing this shit. We need to start getting this shit in line. Let's knock this shit out.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I like people who are like, hey, man, let's go. Come on. You know, we need to bust it out.
And that's part of it, too, is like, I fully have to understand, like, as this thing proceeds forward, whether we're, you know, the merch, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rios. Whether we're doing the merch, whether we're doing trips, vacationing, well, not really doing whatever, vacationing with content, the podcast, whatever it is, if we open a shop, start doing car stuff, whatever it may be, I have to understand, like, as a CEO, I have to continue that dialogue with the people that are around me.
Yeah.
And I also have to understand, I have to put certain things, even that are outside of my comfort zone. Like, it's like, damn, am I being annoying if I send this extra text? Sometimes you got to remind yourself, who gives a fuck?
Dude,
if they don't want me to be annoying, show initiative, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, honestly, I 100% agree with that. And man, it's just, again, like, you know, you'll see me that text even while I'm at work. Hey man, be prepared to come to work. Be prepared when you come home. We're gonna knock some shit out. Again, that puts it right in the back of my head. When I get home,
yeah,
we're gonna bust this shit out.
But and it's not easy.
No, it's
right?
not. Honestly, it's. I will say this. It is a little difficult on me a little bit because you know, I come home and it's straight to this. But at the same time, I enjoy doing
talking.
This. Yeah,
we're gonna be doing this shit anyways.
But what I'm saying is that I enjoy doing this.
Yeah,
it's not like I'm coming home and you know we're lifting shit. We're trying to move some shit around. No, man, we're sitting here having a conversation. You know, putting stuff out there, and it's like I enjoy what we do here.
Yeah,
and that's why when I come home, I'm like, man, it's like I don't even think about it as work, really.
Well, it's not.
I think about us, you know, what we normally do on a day-to-day basis. We sit here, or you know, we're out in the living room, we're just having a full-blown conversation.
Yeah, no, 100%, and but that's why I'm very much, because I know, dude, I know I can be annoying. Like, I know I can be annoying because
you have your moments. I will
like
say that.
I have but that's why I want to own my own business. Is that same exact thing that makes me annoying as like a potential business owner and like somebody trying to grow something for themselves is the same exact reason why I'm a shitty employee.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, it's the same exact thing. I am annoying. But it's okay. You're either going to deal with my annoying stuff until because there's one way to get me to shut the fuck up is help me.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Do what I'm asking of you, and then I won't have to keep bombarding you with stuff.
No,
and
I agree with that.
I'm a very simple person. There's sometimes where things are going wrong, and like I can become overstimulated.
It happens,
and it does happen because I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I'm passionate about what I'm trying to accomplish, and when something happens and it doesn't go my way, it's just like any other thing. You're passionate about sports, and
it gets
and you come short, you fall short, or you injure yourself, or
but at the same time,
it just sucks because you see this thing that's up here, and you want it to work, and you have these grand ideas. Like, let's just call it what it is. Go to Denver. We have these grand ideas, which is one of the main reasons why we even go to Denver.
Yeah.
Right? We get there and none of the shit that we wanted to accomplish there content-wise, aside from like the vlog,
yeah,
we don't get to accomplish any of it.
But at the same time, like, you know, I understand where you're coming from because, you know, putting in the work and the effort and the time out of your day, even coming home from work, like, you know, working overnight, you come home and, you know, we get on this and like you are staying up an hour, 2 hours later than, you know, what you normally do to come in here, sit down, talk, you know, and it's that kind of passion, that kind of, you know, determination, the discipline to get this shit rolling is why, you know, you get frustrated. And again, you know, I was getting frustrated too, and we couldn't get some of the shit to work. And
well, let me just preface this though. It wasn't 100% that we couldn't get it to work. It was we were literally, we couldn't get any of the stuff.
No.
One, we're in a place we don't know, so like, and granted, we probably could have went to like Best Buy or somewhere like that, but Amazon doesn't deliver out there, at least not quickly.
No,
we don't know where anything is. We're constantly getting hit with like these weather alerts. And then on top of that, we're trying to do everything that we had planned on doing
in a short amount of time.
And some of those might be excuses, but it was just like, okay, cool. Like, at what point do you just say, you know what? It is what it is. The universe is giving me an inclination, a vibe, and I just we don't need to fight it.
No,
we don't need to fight it.
I would say at that point, just roll with the punches. You know, make the best of it. Like, as we said in the beginning of that trip, yeah, it was shit. It could have been a lot better. But towards the end of that trip, man, we both left with fucking smiles on our faces.
But it's only bad in the moment. Now it's a story. Now we get to tell that story.
Absolutely.
So, but I mean, before we got off like on this whole entire like tangent, because like I appreciate that we're both hard workers, and I appreciate that we'll get out of our comfort zone to do this thing, even though it is still very brand new to us.
Oh, I'm gonna say right now.
But it that hits me even harder, just like I was saying about how I would get upset when things aren't going to plan or unexpected things. That it's even more so when I have people that I've had in my life for years that are coming at me and they're trying to deter whatever we're doing. Or they're trying to badmouth it. Or they're trying to, oh, well, Dylan's busy. He must not be giving you attention, right?
Yeah, see, that's just bullshit, dude.
And then I have to sit there and juggle all of this stuff, and I have to be patient enough, or I have to be mature enough to where it's like, because when you're going through something like this, you only have so much energy. You only have so much patience, right? And when you're stringing yourself along like that, all it takes is that one little thing, like the piece of straw that breaks the camel's back. It could be just that one thing that just causes you.
It's that one little button that someone can hit at any given moment. Yeah. And as soon as they press it, it's game over.
But that was so. I had mentioned, like, I had explained to your old Sally P, like, hey, I can't tell you what to do, but this is how I'm feeling. You have been going out quite a bit lately, where it's multiple times a week.
Yeah.
And somebody who's going through this issues where I'm having to hear from you or something like that, like people that have previously been in my life are coming at you crooked.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing for me to trust you to go out, like, on your own and understand, hey, you're going to make the right decision, right? Like, as a representative of our relationship. It's a whole different thing when it's like, regardless of how she's handling herself or going about stuff, there's only so much she can do to deter what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, but see that...
And that's the shit that gets me, is like, you're actively putting mine and your relationship into the situation that is already a form of toxic, right? Like, because it's not just me telling you not to go out. It's, hey, you understand that I have issues with some of these people and these things that are going on when you go out.
Yeah, but see, some people just don't respect the boundaries, the line that's sitting right there in front of them. They're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. They don't give a fuck. That's one thing I cannot stand about this generation right now.
Yeah.
Is that they don't give a rat's ass whether y'all been together for 2 months, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. It doesn't matter. They're going to sit there and they're going to badmouth your partner and be like, hey, they're at home. They're doing whatever the fuck they want to do at home. You're out here. Where are they at? Why aren't they coming out with you anymore?
That's another thing that
it's like
really bothers me, though. And sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
But why can't she be out alone?
No,
She's a grown woman.
but that's my point.
Why can't I go out without her? I'm a grown man.
That's my point. Is that when some of these people see people in a relationship, they're expecting them to go out together every fucking time.
Who's got time for that, bro?
Not everybody.
I work 70 hours a week, plus I'm doing everything that I'm doing with this thing, and then on top of that, like,
that's what I'm saying. So they expect
who's got time for that?
And it's funny, but a lot of people actually have the time for that. But there's some people who are like, look, go have fun. I'm going to bust this out real quick. I'll probably meet up with you tomorrow night. And like, again,
yeah,
I've never had an issue with a girl going out by themselves. Never had an issue. I will drive you to that bar, drop you off myself, and I will pick you up if I have to. I don't care. But if I'm wanting to knock something out, if I wanted to take care of something, I'm going to stay home that night. People, I've had, past relations where like, hey, so-and-so wants to go to the bar. Are you okay? Go for it. Have fun. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to knock this out. Or, I'm like, hey, I'm not really feeling going out. You can go have fun. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's complicated though.
But
I even explained this. I explained to her, I was like, you can tell me if what I'm telling you sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't even know if I'm being 100% rational. And then she straight up told me, well, what do you want me to do about it? Well, and I told her, I said, I can't tell you what to do. And I'm not going to tell you when you can and can't go out. That's not up to me.
I'm not
That's
I'm
you.
not your parent.
That's all on you. All I can tell you is about how I'm feeling and that I've had these thoughts. And I did tell her, I was like, yo, I'm getting 30. Like, instead of you going out sometimes, there might be times where me and you could just stay in. It doesn't always have to be going out. It could, and I understand. But there's been times where it's like, we'll both have days off, and then she'll already have plans with her friends.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, hey, sometimes could we just take that back, just spend some time with each other? It doesn't always have to be going out.
Or you know what, even, kind of how, me and you talked about. Get some people over here at the house.
Yeah.
Put on some music, have a good time. We got a pool table. We can just have a good, nice little kickback here at the house. And it's fun. It's not bad. Sometimes it's even a lot more fun than actually going out. I agree. I've had more fun at bonfires than I've had actually going out to a bar.
But I mean, how many times have we tried to have something at the house and people? That's another thing
and that's the problem.
It's another thing that fucks with me is like, yo, I want to develop relationships outside of bars. Like, I want us to have a good time, and even then, that goes back to like what I was talking about. We had done stuff and nobody has shown up before.
No, it's hard to get people to commit.
But it's like, what are we missing aside from obviously like having girls in short shorts running around the place, right? What are we missing that other places have? Okay, cool. You might have to bring some beer. But we have bottles. Most of the time we have beer. We have loudspeakers. We have a pool table.
So let me ask you a question. So, people, how you're saying, you got to bring your own beer. How much would you say an average person spends at a bar on alcohol?
No, 100%.
You're
going to spend way less on a 18-pack or 12-pack or even whatever.
A 24-pack is like $23.
But that's exactly my point. And then on top of that, if you do get drunk, anything happens, we have room for you. So it's just one of those situations. It's a simple matter of which one. Go to the bar. Go over to Dylan's and Jonas.
So here's
that's a conscious decision that is being
made. Here's another factor in that. So when you go to Cowboys, it's a $7 fee to get in, right?
Yes.
It is free 99 through that goddamn door right here.
No, I want,
and that's the crazy part.
I agree.
And that's the crazy part is that someone would rather go and spend $7 to get in, $20 to open a tab. That's $27 right there.
But you
just
remember
right there.
You remember the conversation I had with you about like when we wanted to open a shop?
Yeah.
And I wanted people to just stop by and have a good time and like I want that even here. Like it's one of those things where I love having people around, but I want those people around that want to be around.
Like
Like
honestly,
I don't want it to be a thing where I have to repetitively ask you.
no, honestly, even if I got a random text from someone I'm on, they're like, "Hey man, how would you feel about us coming by the house?" Dude, come on by. Grab a couple more friends. Come on by. Let's have a good time here at the house. Chill out, sit back. You know, fuck you. Put some music on. Put something on the TV. Whatever.
Hell yeah.
And just have a good fucking night. Like I said, dude, I've had more fun at bonfires when there's 8 to 12 people versus going to a bar where there's hundreds.
Speaking of that, I would like to learn guitar. I know it's off the topic.
There you go, buddy.
I can't tune it. I need to go buy one.
But no, even with that, like, you're sitting there playing guitar, we're all having a good time. We're just chilling. Just having a grand old time.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what people don't understand is that, yeah, you can go to the bar, you can have fun, you have all your friends there, but try just to grab a few of those people, come to the house, and see how much more fun you could have when you bring a 24 case for $20.
But I think a lot of people aren't under that. They're so set in their ways about going out. And it's not only that, too, right? Like, if you're going out and it's a bigger place, you're linking up with 5, 10 people sometimes, maybe more, right? Like, you're in a group of people.
I mean, someone, kind of shouting out Rios here, CNF at Cowboys.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to you, Rios. You got like 20 people who are in that group right now, and they're all right there. So you go there, you
but even
meet
then,
up with everybody, you're talking to everybody, and you're having a good time. But you have everybody that you hang around right there.
Even then, though, there's some nights where it's not all of them.
No,
they're not all packed to the gills. There might only be 5, 6, 7, 8 of them.
And there's a few more, like another dance hall. There's a few more over here.
And it's like, oh, okay, cool. That it is what it is. But like at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, dude, if you told me let's move the rug so you can just dance on the hardwood floor,
we'd move the rug.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really that big of a.
We could put it back. That's
you could
not
play
hard.
pool and you could dance in the living room and we could jam out and have a good time. But honestly, that was one of the major reasons why I had stopped talking to some people, was because I had got annoyed the fact that they would always be willing to go out, but I would invite them over to hang out. Hey, let's watch the UFC fight at my house. Oh, but they'll go watch it at a bar. Oh, let's come over.
Oh, yeah.
I got a pool table. I got this. I got booze.
They go play at.
They'll go somewhere else, and it'll just be like, hey, man. Like I have a house.
Like this is free.
Like to me, I feel so proud that I'm able to do all of this by myself. I'm doing something virtually, well, not now, but like I was virtually doing all of this by myself, furnishing this whole entire house by myself, where most people couldn't afford what I'm doing or how I'm doing it. Now, there's also a lot of people that could afford way nicer, way better, so on and so forth. This isn't, I have more than you. This is hey, I feel like I'm doing pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So, like, as my friends, I would want them to come over, show support, and hang out. My casa es su casa, right? Like,
right.
You come over, feel the vibes. I want people to have a good time, feel at home. When you're in a fight with your girl and you need a place to come over to, I got you. I'm right here. When
Dude,
you're
these couches are comfortable as shit.
Yeah, that's why he's always falling asleep.
Hey, I'm shit you not. You put your head down on this for 2 seconds, out like a light.
Like a light, like a light, But no, like that was something that very much, because I'm also somebody that like, and I'm horrible about reaching out to people, and I'm horrible.
Oh, dude, same.
But I want to support everybody. Like if there's something that somebody wants, like they want to show me, or they want me to like, yo, I'm proud of you. Whether it's a brand new car, whether it's a new car to you. You went from a 98 Honda Civic to a 2010 Accord. kudos. Like, you did something. You moved up.
Yeah, you're moving up.
Even though that 98 Civic might be worth $10,000 more than that Accord right now. But it's like, good job. Like, you did something. You moved up. I went from having a roommate in an apartment to living in my house completely by myself. That I can actively seek out a tenant. Hey, that it works with what I'm doing and what I'm expecting out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm putting myself in a situation, whether you're here or not, I have a house.
Yeah.
But guess what? Now I can bring people into the situation. Oh, you're going through something at home? You need to hit your next level? All right, let me see what we can do. Let me help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Right? That puts me in a position to where, like, you had texted me one day and you're sitting there saying, hey, I just think I need a change. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you still got that extra room? Like, me and you had talked about it. Yeah, I got you. Cool, let's just figure it out. Let's work out something. And then that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
Right? And here we are. And it's not one of those things where you're less than because you live with another person. It's, we're doing something that a lot of people, even people with kids and spouses and shit.
Dude.
And it's just, at the end of the day, like,
I'll say this,
support.
Yeah. So, I live here and, I went from living with my mom to living here, you're giving me that spare room, but I'm out of my mom's house. I'm moving up. Yeah, I'm moving up slow, but I'm getting to where I want to be.
But also, people, and I can't speak from a woman's perspective. Most men, as they gradually get old, now I'm not going to say, you know what, let me change that. Some men, right? Because I think there's a lot of guys out there that are perfectly fine with doing fucking nothing. As you get older, you feel the need to have it together, right?
Right.
Well, the issue is to go from your mama's house, barely paying shit if you're paying anything,
yeah,
to affording a whole apartment, getting approved for an apartment, then being able to furnish the apartment. That's such a drastic change. And right now where the markets are,
man,
it's, okay, cool. So I'm going to spend $1,000 a month on a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. Then I'm going to have to somehow furnish it. Well, now I can't ever, like, and in your situation, I'm only home 1, maybe 2 weeks out of the month. So why am I paying $1,000 for a place I'm never at? So then it's just a matter of, hey, I understand that. Come over here. Let's figure out a way to avoid that middle ground.
Yeah.
We'll work together on this. And then if I find something I want to buy, and me and you've had that discussion off of here.
Yeah.
If I find a piece of land and I have 5 acres, maybe we work out a side deal where you can pick up an acre or 2.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just one of those things where you, in this world, people feel like they got to have it all. People feel like they got to do everything by themselves. And you don't. You don't.
So I'm going to kind of go off of that right there. People think that if you have low quality shit, you're not doing well in life. If you have high quality shit, like you have name brand shit, or you have that really nice truck that, makes you think like you're cool, whatever. Dude,
take offense to that, but whatever.
Yeah, that's shots fired at you, buddy. But no, man, it's like, people will sit there and be like, man, like you're, yeah, you live on your own, but you ain't really doing much, bro. You're living on your own,
and it's hard.
It's
very
hard, and like I'll say this right now. So when I lived in Midland, I had that 2-bedroom apartment for a little while. And that shit was difficult to keep up with on my own. And yeah, like, I had a roommate, whatever. But I was in a position where, yeah, I could afford that apartment by myself.
Yeah.
And, I was just like, hey, come stay with me. until you get back on your feet. Because it was a friend of ours that had just moved out to Midland and was sleeping on my friend's couch. I was like, hey, you are more than welcome to come sleep at my apartment. I have a spare room. I have an extra bed in there already.
Yeah.
Come and get on your feet. But going from my mom's to that apartment, like that shit was difficult in the very beginning. And it was difficult at the end because me, I made that really good money and I started spending it and then I put myself in a hole. And I mean that was my fault.
Yeah. I mean,
But at the same time, like, and then when we had that townhome,
mm-hmm.
Dude, you were home for maybe a few hours a night. If that.
I mean, that definitely. And I can. Skipping all the woe is me bullshit on that one, it puts stuff in perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Which was, I told you, and I said, I'm only going to charge you set amount of dollars if you're actually here. Now, obviously, there has to be a conversation about if you're staying over or, like, if you're not going to be here, whatever, XYZ. But it is hard, man. Like, it is difficult. Mm-hmm. And then it's on top of that, like, you don't just learn how to budget overnight.
No, God,
you don't just learn, this is what to expect from electricity and water and how much I spend on groceries.
Dude, that shit takes
and then
time.
If you got internet and if you have subscriptions to streaming services and all of this extra stuff, how much money do I need to live? And then have money for fuel, have money for a beer or two if you go out. Being able to take your girl out to the movies or dinner or doing anything with friends or family. And
I was just going to say that,
like
having kind of like that FU money to the side where you're like, you know what? Everything's paid for. I have X amount of money. I'm going to use X amount of money out of this amount of money to like just go have some fun.
I just think
even at that, man, but like, I'll say this right now, like, even with this job now that I have, I'll say I make decent money, but at the same token, it's still a little difficult to budget everything that I have because again, you don't just learn how to budget overnight. It shit takes time. I mean, I'm getting there to where like I can pay my bills and I'm like, okay, I have this much money. I'm only use X amount. Let's say I'm gonna use 300 out of whatever I have.
Well, then it's a problem because you say that nice shiny thing, and it's $300, and you have $400 in your account, and you're like, but it's shiny. Like I want, you know what I mean? Like
I want the shiny.
like I want the shiny thing, and then you obviously about a week the shine luster like it goes away, and you're just like, did I really fucking like did I have to fucking do that
Dude,
thing?
I can't tell you how many times I have sat there. I'm just like, dude, I want that, and I'm like, and I look at my account. And I'm like, dude, I have just the amount of money.
But you know what?
And then that's on me because my mentality. I'm like, I have the money for it, so let's get it.
Yeah.
Just say fuck it, let's get it. But now that I've added a little extra bills to me, I'm like, I need to cut back. Like. Now I'm like I can pay everything, and I know what I'm gonna have left over, and I can see what I want to spend out of that, and then that's my limit.
That's why I want to be wealthy.
Because
I think that's probably the worst thing in the world is, and now granted this is my mindset as it pertains to my status at the moment, right? Because there's definitely been times where I look at like groceries and I'm like, fuck, that ramen looks 10 cents per packet is looking pretty good right now.
Oh yeah.
But it's one of those things where as it pertains right now, I want to be wealthy to be able to afford those things, to go out and if I see something go to the rodeo, right?
Yeah.
And walk through all of the different things and see a T-shirt I like and say, "Oh, cool, I can pay the $30."
But even being wealthy, you can still do that same technique. You know, you pay all your bills, you see what you have, and you're like, you know what, X amount of money is what I'm gonna spend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave all of this right here.
No, I get that part. It's just a matter of
Budgeting.
when you're wealthy, it doesn't impact you as much.
No, but at the same token, I mean,
Because you can budget, but that extra money you might have, and you say you're budgeting,
yeah,
that might be to whatever balance, your zero balance, $100 left, however, whatever it may be. And then there's certain people like me that you can have money in the bank, and then something happens, and it's like, you ain't got no money in the bank.
yeah. No, I mean that's definitely to me, man. Like I've sat there and I'm like, man, like, just as a scenario, man, I've got $1,000 that I have left over,
Yeah.
and then that one thing pops out, and I'm like, I have $200 fucking dollars to my name, and it's like, fuck, and now you're panicking, and now you gotta wait the next 2 weeks till a paycheck, and you got $200 to last you, dude. I have gone 2 weeks on $40.
I've gone, yeah. It's honestly,
And it's like,
it's weird how
it's a
long you can
panic.
stretch.
yeah, and it's a fucking panic because you're sitting there, you're like, because you see how much fuel's in your car, you check your fucking fridge, you check your pantry, you're like,
Been there?
I can drop, just say, F it, I'm gonna go, frat boy, I'm just gonna go grab ramen and bread and,
But
deli
sometimes
meat.
you gotta do that.
No,
like,
and I mean, you have to, and it's nothing. I will never say anything bad on you on that, never, because I have been there. I've had a pantry full of 4 packs of ramen, 3 loaves of bread. My fridge is full of like 4 packs of freaking deli meat and cheese and mustard, and that's what I've lived off for 2 weeks.
yeah.
And it's like, does it get annoying? Yes, it sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And it's like, man.
I mean, but that's honestly, to like flip that into a more positive.
No, yeah.
That's what motivates. That's part of it that motivates me is understanding like
absolutely.
there has been we have ramen noodles in our pantry as we're talking about this, right?
No, yeah.
Like that's what motivates us. And at the same time, would I trade living in a place that's less expensive to not have the ramen? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
no, the ramen wasn't because I can't afford the place I'm living. It was circumstance of maybe I had to take a day or two off of work. Maybe I had to just whatever it may be. And there's always room to be better at budgeting. There's always better whatever.
Again, like that's why
situations are situational.
Yeah, like that's why I'll never talk bad about anybody who has like packs of ramen in their pantry, because I've been there, I know what it is, and like you just said, it's a motivation.
I think everybody should have something just to have it in the back. It doesn't go bad.
No,
you
it's
just never know.
Definitely something good to kind of keep in the bag. If something does go downhill and like that you're gonna like need to
like those winter storms.
Yeah.
When those winter storms, dude, you have bottles of water. You have bottles of water and you have ramen.
You're set.
You find a way to just get some heat and boil them, which you can do if you know how to start a small fire. You can have, you know what I'm saying? Like it's something simple. But before we got like all the way off of the topic, because it's about time for us to end this thing. We're a little bit over an hour.
That's good.
It's one of the things that got me into why we even like about the house was support, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that like I'm a baby and I need to be supported. It's not that I need everybody to support me. It's, hey, I got you, you got me, right? And if you can't expand that energy to me as a person, as a human being that's in your life, I don't want you there. I just don't. I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. I'm going to support you in whatever way you want, and I expect the same out of you.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
100%.
And to me, that was a big deal. I was the first person, and this isn't bad on any of my friends, I was the first single person out of any of my friends that was able to get their own house.
Yeah.
Now, I have friends that obviously they have their own place and they're married and have kids, and that's because they had to, right? I kind of went an alternative route where I spent some money on stupid shit, and
Been there.
it is what it is.
It happens.
Cool. But I'm proud of it. This motivates me because people ask me now, well, why don't you just buy the house you're in now? No, because my next step,
Is the property.
it's gonna be a good step. I'm already talking to my real estate friend. Shout out to Stephanie. I'm asking her, hey, what do I need to qualify for said amount of borrowing power?
Okay.
What have you seen? And I've shown you some of the houses,
They're nice.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm busting my ass for it, whether it's through this YouTube, whether it's through us opening a shop, like doing a shop, whether it's me busting ass at my job that I'm incredibly blessed to have, right?
Yeah.
It's that's what motivates me is the levels. And the more I look at that stuff, it's not just me moving into that house. It's if I move into that house, what am I able? So I look at it in the sense of if I buy this nice house, what can I do for the people surrounding me?
Yeah.
What is the point of me having this house if it's just me living in it?
No, yeah, but
Fucking
at the same
nothing.
time, yeah, but I mean,
Zero.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you want to surround yourself with people who have the same mindset almost.
And that's exactly where I'm at the moment. I don't hate nobody. I'm not mad at I'm not mad at nobody. I'm upset with certain situations that I'm in and things that have happened.
And unfortunately, dude, like that's how this generation is. That's how this world's coming to.
And it upsets me
sad.
that I even feel like I need to expand the energy and talk about it. But it really does upset me when I've dedicated so much time to a friendship or to being around people, and now it's just a constant barrage of just borderline disrespect of, but what did I do to you?
Yeah.
Why? What did I do to deserve
Or
you coming at me in such a negative?
Or what? It's kind of not the fact of like what did you do? It's what came across your mind to think that was okay. To think that, oh well, he's not around. They must be going through something. Let's find out.
But they know they're not in the okay because they refuse. They refuse to do anything around me, and they refuse to acknowledge me.
Yeah.
So on that note, that very fucking negative note, thank y'all.
Appreciate
Peace.
it.